Good afternoon, everybody. I'm just here relaxing with the girls after a nice day here in Florida. So I wanted to talk to you guys. I've been really wanting to talk to you guys lately about this Ficus altissima yellow gem that I have. Mostly because, one, it's a ficus. I've always wanted pretty much every single ficus I've ever seen, from the Ficus lyrata to the elastica to this altissima, which very much looks like the elastica. But this one is, like I said, the yellow gem variety, and it just has done so well for me, both indoors when I've had it, inside for a week or two during some of the cold periods during the winter that we have here, where I just didn't want to take a chance on stunting its growth. And it's also done really well outside in some of the part sun situations that I've had it, and the full sun situations that I'm trying to acclimate it to. And it's even done pretty well with some of the cold spells that I've somewhat incidentally put it through, but it's made it and it's still thriving. I wish I could get a little bit more of a top-down angle here, because it looks really cool from just an aerial view. But it's been a very fast grower. I've only had it for about a few months now, and it's grown a good 5 inches on each of its main branches that it has. I'm gonna kind of put it more in frame and show you that it's got kind of, I guess I'll show you from the front, 3 main little spokes here. Of course this main one going down the center, but of course these little 2 down the side, which is kind of why I chose this particular specimen of Ficus altissima, the yellow gem. I was actually the first, when I had just moved to this new town and went to the greenhouses at one of the nurseries here, I had seen it just barely start their growing process, the cultivation process there in the greenhouses. And so to have watched it grown to be ready for sale, and then just wait on it, I don't know why I waited so long, but I waited until the middle of October, and mind you, I moved here in the middle of August and got the house in September, so I think I had enough patience. But I finally bought it, and like I said, it's grown just so much for me, even in the time that I've had it. And I've had it in a few places, and it's done well. And all the places that I've put it, it's also been pretty drought tolerant here, in Florida, which is kind of surprising in a way, I guess. I mean, it is called the rubber tree, so I guess maybe it can be a little bit drought tolerant, but I wouldn't advise, going too long in between watering this one. It does prefer kind of more of a moist soil and not too long of a dry period in between watering, but you definitely don't want to give it, just let it be waterlogged and too soggy of just soil and such. And then they do say that you could kind of do stem cutting propagations on these. Maybe I'll try it if I need to give this one a little trim, because it is pretty full and the main branches are a little close together. Hopefully they kind of branch out just a little bit, but I've been liking it. Another thing that I thought that was really cool when I was kind of reading into this plant is that it's a hemiepiphyte, so it kind of grows some of its period, or lives some of its growing period up in a tree and kind of roots in a tree, and then its roots slowly make its way downward into the soil. But another reason I've been wanting to bring out this particular plant is, gosh, look at that foliage. But I have really been getting into pots and such lately, and there it is. You can kind of see the pot pretty nicely. I had to use supplemental lighting because it's kind of a gloomy day here. I was waiting and waiting all day for the sun to come out, and it never really did. So here I am with my ring light, but it's doing a pretty good job. It's just, yeah. Anyways, I'm pretty sure when it was sold to me, they had it in the system as a pyramid planter. I've kind of tried to look it up on the internet and see if I could find what particular company had made it. I think it may be Campania, but I'm not sure. Of course, like the specifications usually come on the inside of the pot, which is filled with dirt, so who knows. But anyways, I've really been liking finding some nice pots to go with like house decor if I do want it to be a house plant. But for now, I've been, like I kind of briefly mentioned earlier, I kind of want to start acclimating this to the most full sun that I can reasonably let it handle. So I have it outside, kind of getting morning, like late morning to, you know, mid-evening, just sun. So it's doing pretty well out there. I think it's putting out a lot more growth, of course, than when it was inside, which was one of my concerns. But either way, it's done really well outdoors, indoors. I had it a bit kind of in a covered entryway by my front door, and it was still growing a lot. So I just think it's a pretty relatively fast grower in whichever situation you have it in. So with that being said, it's also pretty durable. You can't see, but my lucky cat's just out of frame right here, kind of rubbing up on some of the lower branches, which is another reason I got it. She's like, luckily, Lucky Cat isn't one of those cats that bites any of the plants, because otherwise this plant is a little bit toxic to like pets and humans and such. But Lucky Cat really just likes to get her rub on. I guess she's kind of marking her territory like she is right now. But this was kind of originally intended to be kind of one of her plants, and she kind of is a little bit of a voracious rubber when it comes to that. On one of my last notes, this is a pretty fairly inexpensive and easy to get your hands on kind of plant. Like, you know, they sell it in like 4 to 6 inch little growing pots, so it should be pretty easy enough to get online or hopefully at your local enough nursery. I think they also sell it in like standard tree form or whatever, which isn't particularly my style. I think I'm gonna keep it with as much foliage as I can and just kind of keep it in a little bit more of a natural form. You know, I think it's been really kind of nice and full. My poor little puppy wants to take a nap, and I'm over here just yapping and yapping. They are, like most ficus, they kind of are native to southeastern Asia, so another southeastern Asian plant to add to the collection, like the alocasia that I had yesterday. So I think that's really just about it. Of course, they do prefer humidity. If you don't have that much humidity, you could probably get away with it, you know, given supplemental watering and everything. And just because it is such a fast grower, I would recommend, you know, keeping your eye on it and rotating it pretty often, because you will notice that it'll start to grow, you know, wonky if you don't, and stretch towards the light if you don't stay on top of rotating it. So just wanted to talk to you guys about one of the new plants that I've been obsessing over and just can't keep out of my head and can't keep on checking on every day because there's so much new growth to be seen, and also introduce you to my new obsession of like planters and just decorative pots and such. So thank you all for watching this video. Hopefully I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.